All right, we are live on the Coach Eli Television Network, YouTube, Facebook, and D Live. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here tonight on this beautiful, amazing Monday evening. It is Monday, August 23rd, 2021, the day that we're doing this live stream. But if you're here watching on the replay, don't worry, you didn't miss anything. This is evergreen content. You will learn something. So if you're here on the replay, hey, feel free to watch and comment, and I will respond to you in the comments section. But before we get to today's topic, and it's a real good one, and I have some information to share with you guys and gals today, but more so you guys are going to get a good kick out of this because you know how modern day female nature is nowadays. Before we get to all that, let me first of all make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out. And it absolutely has. Let me check out the back end of YouTube and make sure that that is rolling smoothly. And it is. Facebook is rolling smoothly on the back end. And so is D Live. Let me check out the front end of Facebook. Right at the top of the news feed. Live. Let me check out the front end. Nice and crystal clear. And D Live. Here we go. Check it out, D Live. Nice and crystal clear. And D Live. Here we go. Check it out, D Live. Yeah, D Live's all good. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. All right. Let's get right to it because I have a lot of information to go over tonight and I want to keep this show to 2 hours or less. I have some things to do later tonight. I have some phone calls to make. I'm seeking true love and happiness myself like many other guys are. And, I have a couple of other interviews potentially happening tonight. I'm just kind of laughing at it, nowadays. Getting to know a woman is like an interview process. It really is. I don't want to think of it that way. And I did a stream on this several weeks ago. Dating has become like a job interview. It really has. And I'll tell you, it's just when you do it almost every day, you talk to a different woman by phone every day, and it just doesn't go anywhere. It's tiresome and it's draining, and it's like you're wondering, hey, is the right one ever going to come along? Well, the right one will come along eventually. You just have to keep moving forward. But I'm going to share with you guys some stories tonight regarding the topic, some of my own personal experiences with some women I'm getting to know, and then I'm going to share. I have a total of 5 Reddit postings. 3 of them, will pertain more so to the topic, and the other 2 are similar to the topic, but not exact. They're interesting. Let me read them to you right now. Here's what's coming up. I friend-zoned the guy I like, and he got colder from the subreddit dating. Then after that, I am 28 female, pregnant, and husband 27 male is trying too hard to take care of me. She's a year older. She's pregnant. The husband's trying to be a good dude, and she's complaining that he's trying too hard to take care of her while she's pregnant. The level of entitlement women have nowadays is just beyond real. It's surreal. It's just ridiculous. I can't even think of the best adjective to describe it, right? It's just unbelievable. After that, from the subreddit relationship advice, I, 28 female, have started to feel weird about the age gap between my boyfriend, 42 male, and I. I've seen that happen too. It was all good at first, right? Wait till you hear that story, right? So I've talked to women that are 10 to 12 years younger than me, and they bring that up, but they still reach out and they still want to get to know me. It's just weird. Do these women even know what they really want? What are they actually seeking? Then the fourth one, am I overreacting, from the subreddit dating? And then the fifth and final one from the subreddit Ask Men, how to stop looking at every woman like a potential date. One more time, how to stop looking at every woman like a potential date. All right. The Queen is here. Hey, Queen, how are you doing? I've got the beautiful Golden Gate Bridge in the background tonight. This is a beautiful photo I got from pixabay.com, where you can get a ton of royalty-free, copyright-free, and free for commercial usage photos. Beautiful background. You like the background? It's kind of like a retro-looking type of picture. And I enhanced it through Photoshop to brighten it up a little bit so it looks good on the screen here. What do you think about the background tonight, Queen? Anyway, the topic of tonight's show is the sad state of modern women in 2021, excessively testing men they like. One more time, the sad state of modern women in 2021, excessively testing men they like. Queen Helen Casey says, beautiful background in the chat. Thank you, Queen. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. By the way, I'll be periodically checking in on Facebook and D Live in case anyone comments there. So if you make a comment, please stick around long enough for me to respond to you, or just come back later. No problem. The comments, replies will be there on the replay. At least on Facebook, that has a replay, just like YouTube. D Live, the comment will be there, but the stream won't be there. If you want to watch the replays and you're watching on D Live, come over to YouTube or Facebook. I'll share more information on how to do that in a little bit. So, let me just share my thoughts briefly here. Then I'm going to get right into the first Reddit posting. And then I'm probably going to go through 2 Reddit postings, take a break. When I come back from the break, I'm going to share a couple of personal stories before I get to the third subreddit posting. And then I'll probably take another break after that and come back with the final 2, the subreddit postings. So, what do I mean by women excessively testing men? From what I've experienced, and I'll share more about that when I get into these postings, and my own personal experiences that I'll share later on the show. From what I've seen, first of all, it's very, very difficult to get a woman's attention in the modern world, whether it's online or online through online dating or through dating apps or in person, right? But let's say you get her attention like you do on online dating sites, right? And that's the first. The first step is to be able to get her attention with a well-written profile and nice pictures, right? The second step is to gauge her level of interest. First of all, like I've said in the past, women need to be as close to, if not 100% physically attracted to you nowadays, or they have so many other options. There's going to be another guy that they're at least a little more physically attracted to than you. And that's even if they're talking with you, they're still more focused on the other guy, and it's going to waste your time. So you want to gauge the level of attraction. Once you get their attention, you gauge the level of their attraction, Once you establish those first 2 steps, which are already hard to establish, right? More difficult to establish in the modern world than ever before, right? You got her attention. She has a high level of physical attraction for you. She likes your profile. Things are good. What's the third thing? There's a third thing that you have to go through with all women. All women do this. It's called the shit test, right? Women are going to test you to see if you're a secure man emotionally, if you're patient, if you really truly want something real, or if you're just looking for a hookup. They're looking to see your intentions, right? But some women will test more than normal. I call that excessively testing men, right? Now remember, if you've gotten the woman's attention and you've established that she has a high level of physical attraction or overall attraction for you based on the excitement of her response, right? Okay. You got that. Then what do I typically do after that? I try to get them off the dating app or dating site as quickly as possible by asking for their phone number. Asking for their phone number and getting their phone number is a crucial step because, like I've mentioned on past shows, that's when you know they're beginning to get invested into you, right? Until they give you their number and you're texting and then talking on the phone off the dating site or dating app, they're not really invested in you at all, right? You're just another number like the other guy. So you want to try to separate yourself, right? Okay? Now, all women are going to test you. All women are going to shit test you, right? But some more than others. And the ones that, ask you a few questions and then you ask for their number and they give you their number, that's a healthy level of testing, in my opinion. Women that excessively draw things out or drag things out, especially after it's been established that you got each other's attention, you're both physically attracted to each other, there's an overall attraction, you wouldn't be talking if it was different, right? Women that excessively test men and throw up a lot of resistance are basically testing men right out of their lives. I don't have time to be shit tested for days, weeks, hours through texting. I've had a lot of women, as I'll share with you during the second part of the show. I've had a lot of women that say, I'm not good, on the phone. I'm a little shy on the phone or intimidated by phone calls. Would you mind if we text here for a little while before we get to that, right? And when I get a woman that sends me that kind of, message through a dating app, I mean, number one, it's hard to believe it because more than likely it means that she's talking to so many other guys that she hasn't decided which one she wants to give her number to and talk off the system by phone and then possibly meet. It could be either that or she may actually be new to online dating or doesn't have a lot of dating experience regardless of her age. And she's kind of, freaked out by this whole thing. She's kind of, scared of online dating. I've come across women that have said that, right? My question to these women is this. If you're afraid of online dating, if you're afraid to talk to a guy or, you're intimidated to talk to guys by phone, then why are you putting yourself on a dating site or dating app saying you're looking for a relationship when you're not willing to do the normal, natural steps that any two people would do that are trying to get into a relationship, right? That's a pretty fair question, right? So you have to chalk up a woman like that to having some unresolved issues, maybe from their childhood. Maybe they came from a broken household. Maybe their father was a jerk or he wasn't in the picture. So maybe this woman is jaded towards all men. Okay, maybe she just got out of an abusive relationship or marriage. You don't know what these women have been through, but you can kind of tell based on how willing they are to move along the process. Especially if you're a normal, decent guy like myself, that's just on the app to basically, I want to connect with a woman. I want to take her off the app. I want to talk with her on the phone. If that call goes well, I want to meet and see if it can turn into something. That's perfectly natural and normal. And any woman that is not feeling comfortable regarding something as simple as that basically has either some other unresolved issue, maybe all the way back to their childhood or from a past relationship, or she's got so many other options, you're not her top option. Maybe she has a couple other guys that she sees at the same level as you. Maybe you're one of her top 3 guys and she's equally physically attracted to you guys and she's trying to get to know each one of your personalities and she's testing all 3 of you to see if you'll text her on the app for a few days or a week before she, proceeds to the next step, right? Well, I'm not a little kid, and this is not grammar school or this is not preschool. This is adulthood, right? And look, I understand men and women are biologically different and women are emotional beings and they have to be a little more cautious. I get that. But that's childish behavior, right? That's just childish, immature behavior from a woman that really isn't ready to be in a relationship with anyone. And she's maybe even just online seeking validation. So here's the thing, guys. You have to understand that women are going to test you, right? They're going to initially test you. But a healthy woman is not going to excessively test you. They'll test you with a few things real quick through some messages. And if you respond pretty cool and you're charming and you're witty, here's my number. Let's talk on the phone and see how that feels. Now, they're going to test you on that phone call. But while you're on that phone call, you'll be able to, charm them with your great voice, your amazing personality on the phone. You can hear the influx of each other's voices, the tone of the voice, right? You can feel a lot more possible emotion when you're on the phone compared to hiding behind the text message, right? Women that will not talk on the phone before a meeting, I will never meet them. And there are guys out there, I think one of my Reddit postings has a guy saying that, I think it's one of them. Let me see. No, it's not one of the ones I chose today, but I was looking at on Reddit earlier today, and this one guy made a posting saying, how to, get dates through dating apps and stuff like that. What's his process? His process is to talk with the woman and have a charming personality, and then, get her Instagram and communicate through Instagram and set up a time to meet through Instagram and not talk on the phone. Like, to that guy, dude, like, don't you want a woman to be somewhat invested into getting to know you, even if you're going to meet her for a drink or something, which I don't even recommend meeting for a drink on a first date. I had a woman that just suggested we meet for a drink on a first date. Let me check something out here real quick. Huh. This is interesting. Let me read this to you right now. This is happening in real time. Okay. This woman on Bumble messaged me. Hi, Eli. I like your exposed midriff. So you like my stomach being flat, huh, man? And clarity about what you're interested in. Okay, that's great. How is your weekend? Well, today is Monday. I think you meant to say how was your weekend. What drew you to my profile? What are you doing to stay grounded in these extraordinary times? Hope you are staying safe. Warmly, and she put her name. I wrote back, ma'am, substituting the woman's name, the innocent's name, the perceived innocent's name, so that way, trolls don't get her. I really like what you wrote in your message. I would like to answer every question more personally in a phone call. If that works for you, I get a good feeling we'd have overall chemistry. So why not just go for it and find out if you'd like to send me, find out if you'd like to send me your number. I'll text you later this evening to arrange our call. I hope you're having a great day. Sincerely, Eli. She's like, hey, Eli, that sounds good. Can we connect Wednesday evening here on this Bumble phone app at 7 p.m.? Does that happen to work for you? I look forward to it. Ciao for now. I'm going to say, I don't use this app for calls happening in real time. I'm seeking someone that's going to be a little more invested from the beginning. if you'd like to send me your number, I'll text you Wednesday. Hold on a second. Wednesday morning to arrange our call. If that doesn't work for you, I wish you the best. Thanks, Eli. I'm not even going to say sincerely again. So I wrote, I don't use this app for calls. I'm seeking someone that's going to be a little more invested from the beginning. If you'd like to send me your number, I'll text you Wednesday morning to arrange our call. If that doesn't work for you, I wish you the best. Thanks, Eli. So I don't care if she blocks me. I don't care if she gets back and says it doesn't work for her. I've got a lot of women in the queue, and this is a test. This is excessive testing. This is a woman that wants me to give her a call through the Bumble app because she doesn't want to give me her number because she thinks I'm going to look her up or try to look her up and hunt her down. Ma'am, if it doesn't work out, I'm not going to waste my time to try to do a background check on you and hunt you down. But I want to see how invested you are. And if you're not going to give me your damn number, we're not going to talk any further. See, these women feel a level of entitlement to do that. You know why? Because most of the thirsty beta males, when they say that to the beta males, the thirsty beta males say, okay, I'll talk with you through this app, anything you want, right? And I'm a man, I'm like, no, it doesn't work for me. You got a lot of options. I want to be your top option. And if you're not going to make me your top option, then I'm not going to waste any time. And if you don't give me your number, that means I'm just another person in the queue of other people you're talking through on the app. I don't need that, right? So you're direct or decisive. She might give me her number. She might say, I'm sorry, Eli, I don't feel comfortable. Or she might block me. Who cares? Life goes on. The show goes on, right? That's something that just happened there in real time. And there's a lot more of that, right? There's a lot more of that. And you hear my voice, rising, right? I'm not upset. I'm not triggered. This is my passion. And yes, there is a little frustration in this because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that you have to put up with this. This woman is physically attracted to me. She calls my shirt that I have rolled up a little bit to show my flat stomach, the midriff, whatever they call it, the crop midriff shirt, whatever, right? So she's obviously physically attracted to me and likes what I wrote. She is interested in me. She has a high level of interest. But now she's putting me through an excessive shit test I don't care for or have time for. I'm a high value man. If a woman can't see that and see that I'm worth her phone number and she wants to talk on, let's talk Wednesday through the app, right? No thanks. Go have fun finding someone else, some beta male that'll conform to you, and you're going to end up giving him a chance, and eventually you're going to leave him because he's not man enough for you. You're going to see what's going to happen. It's all good. But I'll call it. I'm going to call what's going to happen. She's probably going to get back to me. She's probably not going to block me immediately, but she's probably going to get back to me and say, I'm sorry, Eli, I don't feel comfortable giving my number. I'd be surprised if she did. But again, guys, you got to stand tall. You are the man. You are the leader of your destiny. These women have been spoiled and have had the entitlement attitude enabled by the majority of you thirsty beta males. And then they come across me and they think they can pull the same shit. Stop giving women these options, guys. Stop letting them waste your time. Stop letting them control the narrative. You are the one that controls your narrative, not them. You're the prize, not them. Guys, you are still the prize. Queen says, and all I have to say about my governor is good riddance. Well, he needed to go, Queen. He did some pretty despicable things. Let's see here. Nothing happening on Facebook or D Live. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go over to the browser screen and go over these first two Reddit postings. We are at 25 minutes. The YouTube live streaming server, and it looks like it cut off one time. Yep, at 5:12 p.m., it quickly cut off one time. It's been good since that point. It reconnected immediately. It's not the live streaming server. It's the, well, what's up with the camera here? When it does this every so often, this is weird. Give me a second here. What the hell? Oh, there we are. We're back to smooth. Yeah, sometimes, because I use such high quality, sometimes it stutters for a second. But anyway, it is what it is. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get right to this this first subreddit from Reddit. It's called Dating, is a subreddit name. And the title is, I've friend-zoned the guy I like and he got colder. Guys and gals, pay attention to this title here, okay? Oh, let me switch over. I didn't even switch over yet. Jesus Christ. I'm all over the place today. That message I got from that woman, you know, it just, that stuff just kind of annoys me. It doesn't trigger me or upset me. It just annoys me. It's just, it happens all the time. It's to be expected, right? Women like that have never worked out for me anyway, but we'll see. We'll see. Leave your options open, right? Doesn't hurt to try, right? I friend-zoned the guy I like and he got colder. So, you friend-zone a guy you actually like more than just friends? And you're surprised he got colder? Why the hell would you friend-zone a guy that you like? I was already asking that before I even read this. Now listen to this. Here's what she wrote. We were walking by a hand from a party. We were walking by a hand? Are you from another country? Are you talking we were holding hands, walking? He took my hand and I mentioned him as a friend. He asked me, am I your friend? I said yes, and he got angry and suddenly started talking excessively about his exes and girls that find him attractive, but he doesn't want them. Okay. Why do you think he did that, man? The guy thinks that you're on a date and you call him a friend. Listen, when women on online dating say, I'm looking to start off as friends first and see where it goes, I tell them, look, I'm not interested in being just friends. I'm looking for something romantic. You got to be clear about that. Now, if it works out between us and something romantic happens, then we automatically become best friends. I'm very clear with women. When they try to pull that friend bullshit, that friend zone bullshit, I'm clear. I am not interested in being just friends. I'm seeking something romantic, right? This dude is standing up for himself. Good for him. After that, he became much colder and kind of unbothered. Even more flirtatious with other women and not really paying attention to me, and stopped asking me personal questions and leads conversation really officially. I don't know what you mean by that. But what you're saying, man, is that you friend zone the guy you like and you're surprised he's talking to other women? You're trying to shit test him, right? You're trying to call him a friend because you want to become friends first. And if he hangs around with you for a while as friends and doesn't try to kiss you too soon or have sex with you too soon or hold hands excessively with you too soon, right? Then you'll give him a chance, right? So you're excessively shit testing him. A month ago, he tried to kiss me and I pushed him away because I felt like he hasn't invested anything in me emotionally at that point of my life. Man, do you understand how attraction works? Look, when you first meet someone, you're going to know if you're attracted to them or not. You don't have to be completely emotionally invested in someone for a kiss to happen. What you're looking to see is if you have attraction or not. You could build off of the rest. If he was a decent guy and was respectful and you thought he was cute, he thought you were cute, and you really wanted to give it a shot, you would not have turned away. You would not have pushed him away. Man, either you weren't attracted to him after all, or you have such high, strict rules, right? You have a strict set of rules you follow by, and that's not going to get you any decent guy nowadays. And you're not being natural, man. You're not letting the natural flow of progression, take care of things. You're trying to control the narrative, man. That's very unattractive, and it's very, very frustrating. It's a waste of our time. It's a waste of guys' time. This guy picked up on your BS right away, and he didn't get mad at you. He didn't get angry at you. You said he got angry. All he was doing was responding to you and sharing that I don't agree with this. I'm not looking to be friends. I'm here because, we're on a date to see if something romantic is going to happen. And you're putting up the guard saying, you mentioned him as a friend. No guy wants to hear, we're friends, right? We're friends, right? If I meet a woman on the first date, she says, hey, Eli, it's nice to meet you. You're now my new friend. I'd say, I'm a friend? What do you mean by that? Well, we start off as friends first. Well, I'm not seeking just friendship. I'm here to see if we have something romantic. Before we continue this date, are you on the same page, or are we automatically friend zone, right? And if she says, well, I just want to be friends for now. Have a great day. Nice to meet you. I'd leave, right? Don't let these women waste your time. A lot of them will just spend time with you for validation until they find what they really want. How to let him know I want him more than a friend? How to let him know that you want him more than a friend? You let the guy kiss you. What? The guy tried to kiss you. And you didn't let it happen because you said he wasn't emotionally invested enough. But now you're saying, how do I let him know that you want him more than a friend? I see him almost every day as we attend dance class together 4 times a week, plus parties with our friends. I'm 23 female. He's 26 male. This guy's a little older than you, so he has a little more experience, and you're younger. And this guy is tired of the BS that you're giving him, ma'am. We're not saying you're a bad. I'm not saying you're a bad woman. You sound like a nice, decent woman. It's just that you have these strict set of rules, and maybe you've jumped into things too quickly in the past, and it didn't work out. And now this time you're saying, I want to be sure, so I'm going to friend zone every guy, from here on out initially to test them and see if they'll pass that test. No guy's going to stick around long enough as a friend. We're not going to deal with a shit test like that, man. How do you let him know that you want him more than a friend? Next time you see him, you walk right up to him and you put your arms around him and you kiss him like no other woman's ever kissed him. And you show him that you want him. And if he gets turned on, you get turned on. You let him make love to you like no other man ever has. That's how you show him that you want him more than a friend, ma'am. Now, let's go to the comments section here. Look at the very first question asked by a dude. Why did you friend zone him in the first place when you wanted more? That's a very good question. I'm going to give you a big round of applause, dude. Why did you friend zone him in the first place when you wanted more? Because she was testing him to see how genuine he is, because she's probably giving some other guy a chance too soon. and she wants to make absolutely sure that this is right before she takes the chance. Ma'am, it doesn't matter how much you test the guy. Once you give in, it could always go south at any time. This WTF, if you wanted more with a guy who was interested in you, then I'm afraid you did the exact opposite of what you should have done. Boy, is this woman a little cuckoo? This dude, at 26 years old, is a man. He handled this beautifully. He walked away, right? And talked to other girls because she was on a date with him and called him a friend. Bruh, I was going to ask you this, but you beat me to it. What WTF kind of logic is Original Poster employing here? I agree, dude. This is a 23-year-old woman that's got some serious emotional issues or trust issues from somewhere. Probably stems back to her childhood regarding her relationship with her father. Maybe her father, cheated on her mother, or left her mother, or maybe she comes from a broken household. There's something internally going on with this woman where she feels like she's got to shit test these guys to the extreme level before giving them a chance. Yeah, look at what these guys are saying here. Is that the same woman? Yeah, brief is her. Brief Fruit 6664. Oh, it says OP, Original Poster. That's where the OP comes from. What did she say? Because he had a situation going on with a girl that I know at the time, and I saw them kissing. Are you jealous, ma'am? If you want to beat out that girl, he's not serious with her. If you want to beat out that girl and that girl's kissing him, you're going to have to kiss him better. You're going to have to kiss him. You're going to have to do some other things. If I say here on YouTube, will probably get me removed or at least demonetized. You're going to have to go down in the promised land and make his, feel better than any other woman's made it feel, ma'am. And if you're too afraid to do that, then you know what? Look at how much attention he's getting from other women. This guy's probably a good-looking guy with a great personality, right? This woman is completely jealous, right? He later told me this girl wanted to be in a relationship with him and he wasn't interested and said no. So I didn't want to be that exposed and then rejected. Ma'am, he went on a date with you, right? You basically lied to him and said, we're friends, right? When the truth of the matter is you wanted him. Ma'am, if you wanted this guy and you wanted to pick you needed to go for it. Kiss him. Do whatever it takes if you feel it, right? You got to do more sooner than any other woman would do if you want to win over a guy. And it's never too soon to do anything as long as you both feel it. Ma'am, you snooze, you lose. I think I have a sound for that. Where is it? Do. Oh. Yeah, the snore sound. You snooze, you lose, ma'am. You snooze, you lose. Yup. I feel you, Original Poster. Even I want to protect myself from rejection. Honestly, at this point, if you want more, you'll have to ask for it and also take the risk of him not wanting to give it, if you want there to be a chance that he gives it to you. Sounds messed up. I know, sorry. It's not messed up at all. She had her chances. She blew it. She friend-zoned the guy. Communication is everything. I had the same train of thought. Sit him down and explain your perspective of the timeline. No, he doesn't want to hear it. You need to go there and do one thing. You need to go there and do one thing. You know what? Billy Bob or Joe, whatever the hell his name is, this is how I feel about you. Grab him and kiss him and make out with him like no other woman ever has. And be open to intimacy with him even that night. You want to win this guy over? That's what it's going to take. Especially being a good-looking guy and having all that attention, man. But you don't want to do it. I saw you with woman and thought you weren't invested in me. Therefore, I thought of you as a friend. You see what happens when women try to use logic and reasoning to explain how they feel? Ladies, why are you trying to make dating logical? It's not logical for you. It is emotional, right? And even for a guy like me, I try not to use a whole lot of logic when it comes to dating. I need to feel some emotion if it's going to work. Look at how much logic these women are trying to put into dating nowadays when all that matters is how you feel about each other. That's it. That's it. All right. Let's see. After you weren't interested in woman, I felt more relationship status with you. No, ma'am, you felt it all along. You were just jealous. And you felt like you couldn't compete with the other women. You just can't admit it. I'm sorry I had friend zoned you. This is what they're saying that she should say. This is a bunch of crap. I just didn't want to get my hopes up. Ma'am, you have to have, modern day women nowadays have balls. That's figuratively speaking, right? You got to have balls and go after what you want. If he's not in a relationship with any of them, if he's just making out with one of them, that doesn't mean they're in a relationship. Go up to him and try to kiss him. Grab him and kiss him and win him over. You could still do that if he's still single and probably get him. He'd be shocked. It'd probably turn him on. Or whatever you are going through. Most people are fairly rational. Age is a factor here too. If he gets mad, that's a sign. If he's understanding, it's also a sign. Good luck. I hope this was helpful. This guy did not get mad. This guy's 26 years old. He's 3 years older than her, right? He's got lots of options. He saw her as a possible option. And when she mentioned we're friends, right? He withdrew himself. Okay, well, I'm not going to hold her hand anymore. Why would you hold a woman's hand? Or why would you let a guy hold your hand if you're going to call him a friend? And you say that just because he has other options? Because you're not sure if he's going to pick you or not? You got to give him a reason to pick you, sweetheart. And he tried to kiss you. That's right. He tried to kiss you and you turned the cheek. What the hell do you expect? What sign are you giving a guy like that? Because being vulnerable is terrifying. Well, if you're not going to be vulnerable, you ain't going to get shit. She didn't. Clearly, she wants more. If anything, he has friend zoned her. No! This is a woman saying that she friend zoned him. Purposefully. She's playing a game. And the guy called her out on it. And you ladies just don't like it. She introduced him as a friend because it seems they hadn't discussed what they were. No guy ever wants to be introduced as a friend. Don't ever do that. Especially if you have a romantic interest in him. She probably wasn't sure what to say and went with the safe option. And guess what happened when she went with the safe option? She got the guy to go with another woman that's more risky, right? There are many women out there that are going to take more chances than you ladies that like to play it safe. Just like this woman. Let's see. Did she remove me? Let's see. I bet she removed me. Let's see now. No, she hasn't removed me yet. Just like the woman that sent me the message on Bumble that I read earlier on at the beginning of the show. She wants to talk on the Bumble app. That's the safe approach, right? Us guys, when a woman is too safe, too cautious, it's boring. It's not fun. I like a woman that likes to take some risks, right? Women are attracted to men that also like to take risks, right? So women that like to play it safe are going to be lonely and single and get passed up by women that are more risky or more take more risks. More risk takers is what I'm trying to say. Not more risky, more risk takers. Look what this woman is saying. This is how women entitle and empower each other to have the entitlement attitude nowadays. I think he's totally out of line, though. How is he out of line? She friend zoned him. It sounds like he changed in demeanor. His change in demeanor is intentional and meant to be vindictive, retaliation for perceived slight against him? No. No. Why would this guy be holding hands with her? Why would they be going on the date and hanging out if she didn't like him in that way? She lied to him. She likes the guy. The guy knows she likes him. And the guy also knows she's being way too cautious. So he tried a few things. She called him a friend, and he wasn't happy about it. He said, I'm not interested in being friends, probably, right? Why didn't she say exactly what he said? Because he was probably really nice about it. It's funny how she let that out, right? Then he tried to kiss her, and she turned the cheek. Then she says, how do I tell the guy that I like him? Well, the next time he tries to kiss you, let him kiss you. Don't turn the cheek, because that's saying you don't like him. Man, you either like a guy or you don't. It's not about how emotionally invested he is already. If you want the guy to ever get to that level of emotional investment, you've got to take that chance early on. If you like him and he wants to kiss you, you kiss him. If not, you turn the cheek and say, hey, you know what? I don't see you in that way. Look at how confusing this other woman is making it for this original poster. Another woman says, no shit. No, you ladies are wrong. Another woman says, yeah, that makes perfect sense. No, it doesn't. He wanted you as more than friends. No, she wanted him. And he was just testing the waters. He liked her, but he was just being a cool dude. He wanted you as more than friends. You pushed him away. Well, he did. He did, right? But she did push him away. That is true there. He still thinks you are interested but not ready. That's a good point. Actually, I'll take back what I said about this. I think this is a female poster here. Okay? Now at this party, you've literally called him just a friend. Okay, this makes sense. You are now only a friend and that's it. You removed yourself from being a prospective partner. He's moving on, doesn't care if he flirts in front of you. You're just a friend and that's it. Right. She could still win this guy over. She's just going to have to go all in if she wants him. If she wants this guy, she's going to have to go all in, and that includes sex and all that stuff too. I'm not going to mention. I just got a message from another dating site I'm on. That doesn't need to be mentioned. Anyway, you told him you weren't interested in him and he moved on in the future. Say what you're actually thinking and feeling. Right. You can tell him how you feel now, but the damage has already been done. Don't expect him to give you a second chance. He might, but don't go in assuming he will. If I was dealing with a woman like this, the only way I'd give her a second chance is she'd have to come over to my place, bring a bottle of wine, and sex would have to happen. And if not, and let's say she were to come over and sex didn't happen, then that'd be the last time I ever see her because I want her to invest. She needs to make up for her poor behavior, for her poor, she needs to make up for lying. She needs to apologize for lying. She was lying, right? She was being manipulative, right? if he did the same thing to her, how would she feel, right? You ladies are not taking, the ones that are on this woman's side on this, you're not taking the man's feelings into consideration. You're being very selfish about it, right? If you ladies were right, I'd say you're right. But in this case, this woman and the women are completely wrong here, except for the one I just read above here. I think that's a woman. Wandering desert bear. That could be a man. It's probably, no, it's probably a man. Okay. Probably a man. All right. We are at 50 minutes. Let me read one more before I take the break here. I am 28 female, am pregnant, and husband 27 male is trying too hard to take care of me. This is from the subreddit relationships. I married husband 3 years ago. Let me see here. The day I told him I was pregnant was the happiest I ever saw him. Since then, he is reading up on educational books and is helping me with all the chores and stuff. At first, it was really cute, but things got out of hand fast. He started doing everything by himself. It got so bad that I had to act mad for a day to get him to let me do some stuff. Okay. It was really cute at first, but got out of hand fast. Because you're pregnant and he's helping you with chores and stuff. He started doing everything by himself. I don't think he was probably trying to do everything by himself, man. I think he was trying to do as much as possible by himself because he's trying to protect you and your unborn child. And you're pulling the feminist card on him while you're pregnant. Plus, you're a year older than him. Plus, you're probably more extroverted. He's probably more introverted. You probably settled for a beta male provider. But this guy's doing a good job. He doesn't sleep for half the night. A few weeks ago, I was thirsty in the middle of the night, so I went to get water. When he came to know about it, you're from another country, he asked me why didn't I wake him up instead of to bring water, etc. Then he fixed the filter in our room. Okay, so he put water in your room. Probably put like a, one of those water coolers, right? So that what's wrong with that? What's wrong with a guy wanting to take care of his pregnant wife and protect her and his baby? Sure, man, you're capable of doing things on your own. But this guy cares about you and cares about your unborn baby that you're going to have together. That's your husband. Why do you have a problem with him trying to protect you and your baby? You're pregnant, man. He probably isn't like this when you're not pregnant. He's being a little overprotective, but I can understand a guy being a little overprotective when his wife is pregnant for the first time and he wants to make sure everything's going to be okay. And you're pulling the hashtag Me Too on your husband for him being a good dude. Wow. And as I was fearing, it came back to bite. Yesterday night, I started feeling really sick in the middle of the night. I waked him up and asked him to take me to the 24/7 clinic, and he was so fucking tired that he could barely keep his eyes open, let alone drive. He had to call a nearby friend to help us. What's wrong with that? You're pregnant, and it's his first pregnancy and yours, I assume, right? You're mad at him because the one time that you actually wanted him to help you, he was tired, but he still woke up and actually called a friend to give you both a ride there. What's the problem with that? He did the right thing. This dude is going above and beyond, and there's nothing wrong with what he's doing. And because you're one of these modern day entitled, spoiled, entitled, empowered women, you're not being appreciative of how good of a guy he is. Now he is sad that after giving his all, he still disappointed me in my time of need. No, man, you're being ridiculous. This guy's probably a little more beta than alpha, and you're probably the one wearing the pants, man. You're a control freak. Because If he was the one wearing the pants and you were more submissive than dominant, you would not be reacting this way. You'd be appreciative of everything he's been doing for you. Even if it came up a little excessive. You're pregnant, ma'am. He cares about you and your unborn baby. Would you rather be with a guy that treats you like shit while you're pregnant, man? This is what I don't get about these women, right? They go from one extreme to the other, right? Right? They're like, okay, he's doing too much, but now he's doing too little. Well, make up your freaking mind. What do you want? What do you want? I am tired of telling him to take some rest. Then stop telling him that. He's a man. Let him do what he wants. He's doing nothing wrong, man. He's still paying the bills probably. He's still doing everything that needs to be done for you and the unborn baby. So what if he, loses a little bit of sleep every now and then, and the one time where you said you really needed him, he had to call a friend. He still was there for you. His heart is in the right place. Just the execution is a shit show. No, man, you're a shit show. You're unappreciative. You have the entitlement attitude. Man, I would never let any woman treat me this way. If I was with somebody and we were married and she was pregnant for the first time and she treated me the way you treated me, I would say, look, I don't appreciate you coming at me this way. I'm here for you and our unborn child. And forgive me if I'm a little overprotected. This is the first time that we're having a baby, both of us. I respect you. I love you. I care for you. And this is the guy I've always been. Now, if you don't like that and you want me to leave and you want to raise this child on your own, that's what I would say. That's fine. You tell me what you want, right? I would put her in her place and say, look, good luck finding another guy that does 1/10 of what I'm doing for you and this unborn child in your stomach. You got to have some balls with these women nowadays, and you got to call them out. And you got to be ready to walk, even if they're pregnant. Now, no disrespect. I would not want to walk on a woman that's pregnant. But you can't be afraid to say, hey, if this doesn't work for you, then maybe you want to raise this child on your own. What do you want, babe? I'm here for you. I care for you. I love you. If you're going to not appreciate that, then let me know. And we can end this here, right? And once you set them straight like that, they're going to think, oh my God, I can't raise this child on my own. I'm being a bitch. I'm being really, really mean. Right. Women will not value things when it comes to men unless they fear losing that man. It's almost like you have to put the woman in a fearful state that she's going to constantly lose you unless she behaves a certain way. And that's true. And the way you do that is every time she's out of line like this, you call her out, and then you're ready to walk. That's the way you do it. Does anyone here have any advice? I've been sharing my advice as I've been going along. Below, TLDR. Husband tried so hard to keep me safe, it fucked him over in actual time of need. No, man, it didn't. He still called a friend. He still made it happen. Man, you're just an entitled woman. And part of it's probably how you were raised, spoiled and entitled by your parents. And this guy probably gave you everything. This guy's probably a beta male provider. It sounds like to me, man, that you wear the pants. And what you're overreacting to is the fact that you don't respect this guy as much as you want to, right? But you're pregnant with this kid, so you're dealing with it. I'm not going to read any of these comments because it's not necessary. I wanted to just, and the comments below are just, that they don't really make, they make sense, but they really are all over the place. And I just wanted to share. I wanted to share the story with you folks. So that's that. You see, the sad state of modern women in 2021, even when they're married and they're pregnant, they're not happy, right? When the man is there for them, right? Excessively testing men they like. This woman has been excessively shit testing her own husband while she's pregnant with their baby after he's doing everything he should be doing and then some. That's a good man. It's a good man that unfortunately had balls to get her pregnant, but has no balls to stand up to her and her BS. Now, part of the reason why she may be overreacting is due to her pregnancy, but pregnancies will just typically, further enhance or, make you react to things further that you already believed in before you were pregnant. So I don't think her reaction completely had to do with her being pregnant. I think that's just who she is. But I think being pregnant might have amplified it. That's what I'm trying to say. It might have amplified her thing, right? And this guy needs to also have some tolerance for that as well. But in this case, I think this woman wears the pants, and he's more of a beta male provider type of guy. That's what it seems like, right? And right now they're seeing, the true colors of their relationship. I have a feeling that this relationship, if she's actually like that and continues to be like that after she's pregnant, I have a feeling she'll lose respect for him, and then she'll end up leaving him. And then, take him for half of what he's worth and child support too, and take the kid too, right? We're already demonetized. Go figure. Let's request manual review in the middle of the stream. All right, folks, let's go back over to full screen here and get ready for our first break. Gonna queue up some royalty-free YouTube music. Boo-doo-boo. Let's see. Boo-doo-boo-boo. Let me see a couple more. One more. All right, music is all queued up. I'm going to step away for a quick break. When we return, I'm going to share a couple of situations that I've been dealing with when it comes to women excessively testing men they like. Once again, the topic is the sad state of modern women in 2021, excessively testing men they like. So stick around. We'll be right back. Yes, we're back. We're back. Oh, yeah. Queen says, well, what did you expect from cussing? Well, cussing occasionally is not going to get demonetized. That video will be approved under manual review, Queen, no doubt. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. It is what it is. Yeah. All right. All right. All righty then. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Live here on the Coach Eli Television Network, primarily broadcasting live on YouTube at youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. That's youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. We're also simulcasting live on Facebook and D Live. If you're on Facebook and D Live and want to get more than just these in-studio live stream simulcasts, come over to YouTube at youtube.com/Life Coach Eli, or just sign into the YouTube app on your smartphone or mobile device, or on your laptop and desktop. Sign into your Google account, go to YouTube, and search for Coach Eli Elias Melas. You'll find my channel at the top with over 4K subs. Subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications, and you'll get more than just these live stream simulcasts. You'll get exclusive mobile live streams available only on YouTube, exclusive pre-recorded videos only available on YouTube, and if you want even more Coach Eli, you can become a channel member for as little as $4.99 and get exclusive members-only content and members-only live streams and live stream replays. Yeah, that's that. You know, I saw something that YouTube has launched on some channels, Queen, and other people. All monetized channels eventually will be getting, I forgot what they call it. I have to go to my back end and go to my monetization tab, go to supers. It's called Super Thanks. It says you do not have access to Super Thanks yet. Rest assured it's coming soon. You'll be notified in your YouTube Studio dashboard when you have access. Eventually, all monetized channels are going to have the option to turn on Super Thanks, which means that fans can send you a donation on a live stream replay, pre-recorded video, or a premiere once it goes to the, once the premiere finishes and is actually a pre-recorded video. You're going to be able to send money, just like a super chat or super sticker on a live stream or premiere video, but on a pre-recorded video in the comments section. And it's just saying super thanks. I believe you can send as little as $1.99, $4.99, $9.99, and $49.99. I think that's what the options are. But that's coming soon, so that's going to be pretty cool. Just wanted to mention that in case people haven't heard of the Super Thanks coming soon to pre-recorded videos on YouTube if you're a monetized channel. That don't include me then. What do you mean doesn't include you? What are you talking about, Queen? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Anyway, today we're discussing the sad state of modern women in 2021, excessively testing men they like. One more time. The sad state of modern women in 2021, excessively testing men they like. Let me go to my phone here and read you a conversation with a woman that just got back to me like an hour before the show started, and now she's unmatched me. But let me share with you how this conversation went. This was on Hinge, okay? And this is how women excessively test you out of their lives, right? No, I understand, Queen. For all monetized channels, you're going to have that option to turn it on, and then your fans can send you donations. You can get monetized at one point if you want, Queen, but you don't want it. So I understand that. So I messaged this woman after we matched on Hinge. I said, "Hi, ma'am. It is nice to connect with you here. How's your weekend going, and what are you seeking on Hinge?" She wrote back, "Hi, Eli. This was the next day. It's going well. Just taking it easy at home today. How's it going on over where you are? I hope to find something special here." I wrote, I'm seeking something special too, ma'am, and I'm sensing that you are a very special lady." She seemed pretty cool, and she had a nice profile. "Would you be open to talking by phone so we can get to know each other better? If so, please send me your number, and I'll text you to arrange our call. I hope you're having a great day, and I look forward to your response." This was on Sunday, August 15th. Well, on Friday, August 20th, I hadn't heard from her, so I was just kind of trying to clean up my matches. I sent one final message to any woman that's been idle, sitting there on my, connection list, right? On my match list. "Hi, ma'am. Are you still an active member on Hinge? If so, it would be nice to learn more about you. I hope you are having a great Friday. Any plans for the weekend?" She wrote back, "Hello, Eli. Happy Friday. Sorry, I've been a little busy. ABS. What's ABS? I don't know. ABS, yes, I don't check this app very often. Hope you've been great. I'm doing very well. Just glad it's Friday and excited the weekend trip I'm taking with the girls. Are you doing anything fun?" I said, "No worries, ma'am." I'm substituting ma'am for her name, obviously. "Would you like to hang out and go on a hike sometime soon? It would be nice to get to know you better." I'm now beginning to just ask women out on dates through the app, right? I'm getting to the point of where I want to see how invested, how interested they are, how much of a scaredy cat they are, or how much of a chance taker they are. Some women are just going to excessively test you, and it's a waste of your time as a guy. It really is. It really is. Also, would you be open to talking by phone so we can get to know each other better? If so, please send me your number and I'll text you to arrange our call. I hope you're having a great weekend and look forward to your response. Well, she got back to me today at 4:43 p.m. "Hi, Eli. Hope your weekend was great. So for potential first dare, not date, she wrote dare, didn't check her spelling. I'd prefer to meet somewhere for a drink just to get to know each other before something like hiking. If that's okay with you, then we can discuss. Just let me know. Thanks." I'm thinking to myself, I'm not going to take you out on a drink. I'm not going to go into a bar with you or a restaurant and buy you a drink or two before I know that there's something there. I want to see if there's chemistry. And I'm going to do it as simply as possible. A hike, a walk. We don't have to do a hike, man. We can do a walk at the park for an hour. Yeah? Where I don't have to spend a damn dime on you unless you are fully interested in me. So this is what I wrote back. Let me see here real quick. I prefer to do something very simple, even just a walk at the park. Dinner/drinks, etc. are for a second date. If chemistry is established on the first date, we can talk by phone if you'd like and see how that feels and go from there. How does that sound? Never got a response, and she unmatched me, probably blocked me. What does that tell me? This woman is online just seeking validation. She will only meet men for a drink. She wants to get a free drink or two from these guys before anything's established, right? And I'm not going to do that. And most men that are smart and wise nowadays are not going to do that. Now, the beta males will probably do that. But again, the beta males, you might give them a chance, but when you find out they're not man enough for you, you're going to end up dumping them anyways, right? Here, this will tell you. What are you talking about, Queen? Queen, I'm not quite sure what that link is about, or did you mean to send that somewhere else, or I'm not quite sure what you were sending that for. So anyway, I had one more story that I wanted to share. And let me see, where is that at? Give me a second here. Let me see here. Give me 1 second here, folks. I take screenshots of these conversations, which is what I'm trying to say, because a lot of these women, when they block you, you have no access. Give me a second here. Okay, I thought I had another one, but that's that. I do have some other conversations, but they don't pertain to this actual topic. It's just women showing a low level of interest, sending one-word responses. We can talk about that another time. We've talked about it in the past, but we can talk about it more another time. All right, let's do this. Let's go ahead and switch on over. Oh, you wanted to know about ABS. Okay. Oh, thank you, Queen. I'll check that out later. Thank you so much. On WebMD. Perfect. Let's go back over to the browser screen and get to the next subreddit. And this is from the subreddit relationship_advice. And here is the topic posed by the original poster. I, 28 female, have started to feel weird about the age gap between my boyfriend, 42 male, and I. Okay. Interesting. This post has been removed by the moderators of Relationship Advice. Moderators remove the post for so many reasons. Why? Oh, this post has reached one of our comment karma limits. The text of the post has been preserved below. Okay, cool. We can still read this. Great. All right. I'm glad it's still there because it was quite interesting. I recently turned 28, so I've been thinking about how far I've come. I used to be a really emotionally unstable teenager and young adult, and I remember when I first met my boyfriend, he would tell me that it gets better with time. I can now say he was right. I have grown up, and things are just different, better. So you were a very emotionally unstable teenager, and this man that is older than you, that you met, I believe I've read this before, when you were 22. We're going to get to that. Yeah. You were looking for stability now. And you couldn't find stability with guys your age because they're not grown up yet, they're immature. So you were looking at an older man that was attractive, was in his, how old was he? He was 37 when you met him. So he was still fairly young. And now because he's gotten a little bit older, 5 years later, and you're still young, maybe you've lost attraction for him or something came up. Maybe you got what you wanted from him. That's where this is all headed. Let's continue here. At the time, it was so comforting and honestly hot that he was there for me to guide me, help me, reassure me. I always looked up to him. When we met, I took his class. He taught on a subject I was so interested in. I ended up writing my doctoral thesis on. So I've always had a lot of admiration for the work he put out and his particular way of seeing things. He felt so grown up, sophisticated, interesting, everything that I was not. No matter what went wrong, it felt like he could set the world right again with just a few words. I just thought that he was better than me, and it was such a huge ego boost that he was with me, all the women he could have dated. What happened here was this guy became complacent. This guy, figured that she's never going to leave him because she needs him to work through her issues and to be emotionally stable, that he's dependent or she's dependent on him, right? And this guy didn't realize that, yes, well, on one hand, he was actually fixing this woman, okay? He was giving her the emotional support and helped her build her confidence. And once she built her confidence, okay, she started to realize that, hey, I'm confident now. I've surpassed this guy with, my confidence. He's become complacent. He's become boring. He doesn't do the same things he did when we first met. There's nothing new happening here. So I've lost interest in him. I've fallen out of love with him. That's what happened here. It has nothing to do with the age difference. It has to do with the fact that this guy probably became complacent. Now, there is a possibility that now that she's more confident and more emotionally stable and secure within herself, that, she's able to attract other guys her age or just a little bit older than her, not a lot older than her, such as this guy. And maybe she wants to have a family with a guy that's closer to her age. But what really, changed this, in my opinion, is this guy became complacent, and he never thought that she was going to surpass him with status, and she did. And yes, it was because of him why she got there. But even though he helped her get there, he should not have stopped focusing on himself and being the same person that he was when he first met her. Let's see. He felt so grown up, sophisticated, interesting, everything that I was not. No matter what went wrong, it felt like he could set the world right again with just a few words. I just thought that he was better than me, and it was such a huge ego boost. I already read this, but I'll read it again. That he was with me, all the women he could have dated. Right. That all sounds good, and it was. But now I started seeing our relationship in a new light. We met when I was 22, and he had just turned 37. Okay, that's a 15-year age difference. That's quite large, but it can still work. We instantly found that we played really well off of each other. So there was definitely this strong mutual instant attraction. I never found our age gap weird because it didn't feel like I was talking to someone older or anything like that. Maybe this guy gained weight. Maybe he started getting gray hair. And you're still very young. Possibility. Okay? Looking back, though, I was extremely immature, and I have changed in so many ways since. That's a big part of it, man. You built your confidence. You became more emotionally stable. You've grown up. You've matured. And you realize that you have other options now closer than your age. And probably this guy started becoming complacent and not doing the same things he did that first attracted you. That's the main reason. I wonder why a grown man had the patience to console a childish girl over matters he had to have found so trivial. It is natural for a man to support and help his woman work through things. That's what makes a man feel good, is being able to take care of his woman. Nowadays, because women are independent, they don't want men taking care of them. They want to do it all on their own. And then they wonder why no man wants to be with them. So that's what it's all about. That's what it is. Give me a second here real quick. Okay. Give me a second. Where did I leave off at? It's not like he's known for his patience or willingness to be a guiding figure. There's the answer right there. It is not like he's known for his patience or willingness to be a guiding figure. So this guy, probably not the most patient guy, but was older, was financially stable, was probably more emotionally stable than her. He had his stuff together. It appeared like he had his stuff together, and he was supporting her. And that's what she liked it. Oh, that's what she liked about it. Basically, this guy was like the beta male provider. That's what she liked. My boyfriend often jokes about how men should date younger women. They can mold into the ideal woman for themselves, but it kind of feels like the truth. Well, I wouldn't say it like that, and that's not the kind of woman that I would want. I want a woman that has qualities I like, but, comes to the table being that way on her own, right? I'm seeking a woman that has similar interests and a similar outlook in life and has similar morals, values, and ethics, but I'm not going to try to mold her into that. I'm looking for a woman that just is that, right? So that guy thinking this way, right? Now that you've grown up and you figured things out, you're no longer attracted to it, and you never really were. You just needed him for other reasons back then. He was like your therapist. He was like, the provider. He was there when you needed a shoulder to cry on. And maybe you had some good sex in between too. Yeah, a 37-year-old man having sex with a 22-year-old beautiful woman. No guy's going to complain about that. I can't deny the major influence he has had on the person I am today. Well, you had somebody that you looked up to as a role model, not really as a boyfriend, right? And you had someone that was there to support you through your tough time or times when other people weren't as supportive or supporting you at all. And that includes probably your family. He filled in probably the role of your father that you didn't have growing up. But you didn't tell us about your childhood. A lot of these women, they never tell us how their childhood went, right? Which would basically tell their whole story, right? Ironically, I can't help but feel like I've outgrown him. You have, ma'am, because he was never the type of guy you were into. He was just a guy that was there in a time of need when no one else would be there for you. He was at the right place at the right time. I love my boyfriend. No, you don't. And I don't want to think of him as some guy who was too immature to date a woman his own age, but I can't help but feel like I put up with a lot of things that a woman who was more confident and sure of herself wouldn't have. I know that he is a smart man, so it would surprise me if this wasn't something he himself has been able to put together. It sounds like he's a very introverted type of guy, maybe closed off emotionally at times, or most of the time. Sounds like he's a beta male, right? You basically, ma'am, had a beta male provider get you through this time, right? You put up with it because you didn't even realize it until you got to the point of where, hanging out with him built up your confidence, right? And helped you get through your emotional issues, right, that you had, right? And now it's like, you've surpassed him, ma'am. You've outgrown him. You're right. Yep, you have. Let's see here. I know that he is a smart man, so it would surprise me if this wasn't something he himself has been able to put together. He may understand it, or maybe he doesn't. If he's a beta male, he probably doesn't, right? If he's, a guy that understands modern day female nature or female nature in general, then he'll figure it out. I think this guy's a beta and has no clue about how you're feeling. Should I bring any of this up with him? Absolutely. If you don't feel it, man, you got to tell him. Why stay in a relationship that you don't feel it, right? Are you going to keep sleeping with him, or are you going to withhold sex? Once you do that, he's going to question that, right? How would I even go about doing that in a way that isn't offensive? Well, ma'am, there is no way to do it but to just do it. It's not going to go well. Because you've been in a relationship for 5 years? Something like that? Or 6 years, something like that? There's a lot of emotional investment any way you look at it. But it's better to do it now, because the longer you wait, the harder it's going to get. Is there even a point in talking about all this if I'm thinking of breaking up with him? Well, you should get together with him and just break up with him. Just tell him, look, I'm just not feeling it anymore. I want to break up. You got to just tell him. Ma'am, I mean, why are you going to be with somebody that you don't feel it for? You feel horrible because you're realizing that you were using him all this time for his resources and for his emotional support. Resources including maybe money, dinners, maybe a little bit of sex every now and then, right? You use this guy for emotional support and maybe financial support, and you feel guilty about it. You feel like you owe him for what he did for you, right? But that's not a good way to look at it. You gotta get rid of this guy. You gotta move on. You gotta tell him. You gotta tell him and move on. Jesus Christ. Honestly, can we pin this comment to the top? Yeah, that was the original posting. You'd be surprised how many men operate with the same mentality of dating young women to mold, or as I heard, train them. Yeah, and then once you mold them and they figure out your game, then they want to leave you and be with another guy that, is younger and, has his stuff together. Like R. Kelly. Haters gonna hate, lovers gonna love. I don't want none of the above. I want to piss on you. Okay, I wouldn't. Come on. Anyway, I shared my thoughts about this. The rest of the comments are just, Well, let's read one here. Let's read one more comment, and then we're going to take one more break before we come back and read the final two postings here. Your relationship, as you have described it, is full of red flags. I agree. The first is how you met. A teacher is ethically bound to not have relationships with students. I agree with that. Even at the college level, if someone found out, he could lose his job and profession entirely. Well, maybe that was part of the excitement for her and him. The power imbalance between a 37-year-old and a 22-year-old is great, but it is even more so with a teacher-student dynamic. The moral implications of this are also not good. This guy, 37 years old, got a 22-year-old sexy woman that he probably got some sex with. For her, she needed other things, right? This was a codependent relationship. And the 15-year difference, they grew up during different times. So they've experienced different things, different TV shows. They come from a different generation. The fact that he mentions that he dates younger women to mold them into the ideal woman is a huge red flag. I agree. But again, she had issues of emotional instabilities, and she needed someone. It appeared like she needed someone to help her work through that and build her confidence and help her snap out of it. The ideal partner should be one that can be themselves around you and vice versa. Changing a partner is not healthy in a relationship. I would never be with a woman I had to mold. It's a big, big turn off. Big turn off. You're right to think about a woman his own age putting up with the things he says, because they wouldn't. No one would want to be in a relationship with a controlling person. No woman, even at age 22, when this woman met this guy, would put up with that. But this woman was emotionally unstable and was trying to snap out of it, right? This woman apparently was not in the right mindset. She was just looking for anyone that was going to accept her, right? And a lot of guys like that, like this guy, will prey on these women and their vulnerabilities, right? Her vulnerability was her emotional instability. And this guy probably sweet-talked her and said, look, I think you're beautiful. I think you're wonderful. Doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. I think you're amazing. And I really like you. I know it may sound a little weird. We have a little bit of an age difference, but I'd love to spend some time with you. You know, I'd love to be there for you. You're an amazing woman. He probably wooed her in ways she hadn't been wooed before. Took advantage of her emotional instability. Yep. You should ask yourself whether you see the relationship going further. If not, end it. Do what you believe is right for your life and your future. Agree with a lot of what you said. I hope this boyfriend is not original poster's advisor or a faculty in her department. Dude, stop with this. Lots of creepers use this formula to justify their poor choices, and it is gross. Let me just read one more here. I thought my ex and I, this is a woman, early 30s female, I thought my ex and I relationship was off. Well, bad grammar, but I get what you're saying. But man, this one is full of red flags. Take my word as a girl who dated a man 16 years older. You do outgrow them in that even if they aren't immature, your goals change and might not match up to his. You get tired of trying to be someone else for them and just want to be you. That's the problem, right? That's the problem, right? A lot of these guys, this typically happens with introverted men, in my opinion. This guy's an introverted guy, right? This guy probably lacks self-confidence when it comes to dating. So he has to go after younger women that are inexperienced that also have emotional issues. He preys on their vulnerabilities. So he looks for cute women that he can have his way with that have these vulnerabilities, right? And what happens is after years of these women being with a guy like this, you know, they start to feel a sense of security having the guy around. But once they feel that sense of security within them and they work through their issues, then they start to realize that the main issue is him, right? And this guy is only with them because women their age or women his age, like she was saying earlier, are not going to put up with this, right? The controlling thing, right? This guy had a lot of control over this woman. And she was okay with it initially because she was emotionally unstable and no one else would accept her. So she settled for a control freak, not even knowing it, right? When she figured it out, that's when it ended, right? After being with him for years. Yeah. All right. So we are at 1 hour and 46 minutes. Hey, Information Man Show, Coach Eli, Elias Melas. Peace and respect. Thank you, bro. Welcome to the show. Great to see you here. It's been a little while. That's awesome. Nothing happening on Facebook or D Live. All right. Give me a second here. I want to check something out real quick. Okay. We are good. All right, let's go back over to full screen and queue up some royalty-free YouTube music. We're at 1 hour and 47 minutes. And then we're going to come back and finish up with the last two postings. Am I overreacting from the subreddit dating, and how to stop looking at every woman like a potential date from the subreddit Ask Men. Okay, let me see here. Let me see here. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. See a couple more here. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. All right, music is all queued up. Gonna step away for a quick break, and we'll get right back to it when I return. Give me a second here. All right, so stick around. We'll be right back. Yeah. All right. Excuse me. Did I play this song last time around on the last break? Oh well, who cares? It's all good. It's all good. Let's keep rolling forward here. Yeah. All right. Yes. All right. Welcome back to the third and final segment of Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on the Coach Eli Television Network, primarily broadcasting live on YouTube at youtube.com/LifeCoachEli, and also simulcasting live on Facebook and DLive. Glad you can all join me here tonight on this beautiful, amazing Monday to start off another great week. Lots of great content is coming to the Coach Eli Television Network, primarily on YouTube. So if you're on another platform watching me, please come over to YouTube, subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications, and you won't miss anything because I offer the majority of my content on YouTube. I am a monetized channel on YouTube. I even have special members-only content as well, pre-recorded videos, live streams, and live stream replays as members-only content. So there's a whole lot more if you want a lot more. And why would you want a lot more? Because I'm here to help each and every one of you, whether you're a man or a woman, better understand this crazy modern digital world we all live in and how to best navigate it so that way you can accomplish whatever it is that your heart desires. Now, lately, I've been primarily focused on male and female relationship dynamics, but I also do have a lot of knowledge with business topics as well. I am a business and personal relationship coach, success coach, or you may know it as a life coach, right? So if there's a topic you'd like for me to discuss, whether it involves business or personal stuff, please feel free to reach out to me at Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com. That's Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com. The link to my email is in the description of YouTube and Facebook. If you're on DLive, come over to YouTube and you'll get all that information in the description section of the live stream or live stream replay. All right. Tonight we've been discussing the sad state of modern women in 2021. Excessively testing men they like. One more time, the sad state of modern women in 2021. Excessively testing men they like. It absolutely makes no sense for a woman to excessively test a man that they like. And I've come across a lot of women, like I mentioned in the previous parts of this show, I've come across a lot of women that I believe had a genuine interest in getting to know me, that were attracted to me physically and liked my personality and all of that. But because of the fact that they excessively tested me, they showed a lot of resistance in giving me their phone number. They wanted to meet for a drink instead of something much more easy and casual, like, a walk in the park or, a hike or something, that doesn't involve us going to a restaurant and making me feel like I have to spend money to get your attention. That's a big turnoff to me, right? Any woman that suggests meeting for a drink for a first date, I know a lot of people do that. I think it's a crappy idea. I think if a woman is really, really into you and wants to get to know you for the right reason, she will meet you in the most casual way possible that doesn't involve either one of you having to spend any money besides the gas you burn to drive and meet somewhere, right? No problem spending money on a woman as long as there's something there. But until something is established, until the chemistry's there when you first meet in person, that first kiss happens and even some intimacy, until there's a sign of intimacy happening and that bond is there and the second date is coming, I feel there's no need to spend money on a woman as a man, or there's no need for a woman to spend money on a man. Some women, want to take a man out on a first date. It's rare, but it happens. There's no need to spend money on a first date. You're just getting together to see if that physical attraction and that overall attraction and connection is there, right? In my younger days, I would go to lunch and dinner dates on first dates, and the majority of them didn't work out. And then you feel like you spent all this money and she just got a free meal, and it just didn't work out, right? And nowadays, you can also test women that want to, like I said, meet for a drink or go to lunch or do something that involves spending money. You can also test them when they offer that and say, look, I prefer to do something a little more casual. It's our first meeting. I just want us to see if we have that connection. And if we do, we can, go and have a drink or go to dinner or do something more elaborate on a second date. Well, I did that with a woman that reached out to me earlier today, and she ghosted me. Okay, great. That shows her intentions there, right? Right? And it's not gonna waste my time any more than it already did. All right, let's get back over to the browser screen and go to the last two Reddit postings here. We're going to be going off the air in about 30 minutes or less, so get your questions, comments, or concerns in right now if you'd like me to answer them while I'm live. All right, let's switch on over there. This is from the subreddit Dating, and it's titled, Am I Overreacting? Tinder Online Dating. Well, Tinder is a horrible place to meet people, especially for relationships, a hookup site. But you all know that. You still meet people on their hook for a relationship. I, 23 male, started talking to this girl, 22 female. And we had what felt like a connection. From Tinder, brother? Come on, bro. It's a hookup site. We went on a movie date some days after, and it went really well. We then found that we both have had experiences of domestic violence. Ooh, that's not good. That's a red flag right there, bro. Why would you want to date a woman that has history of domestic violence? A past relationship for her and growing up with family for me. Okay, so she was in an abusive relationship, which traumatizes most women. And you got it from your family, which is a little bit different. We spoke about sex, and she said she'd like to wait as she hasn't fully healed. Then why is she on a hookup site? Why is she on Tinder if she's not ready to be with somebody sexually or to date them, right? Maybe she wasn't feeling it for you, bro. Maybe she's looking for validation. Maybe that's her way of trying to heal by getting validation, right? Fast forward 2 weeks, and I find out she knows a friend of mine. He doesn't know I know her. Then a couple days after I find out they have indeed been having sex. That's because he's probably more of a man than you are, and he basically wasn't trying to lock her down, wasn't trying to overdo things. He was just being cool with her, right? And he was listening to her and understanding her wants and needs, right? But at the same time, this woman, was in an abusive relationship. She hasn't healed from it. She actually told you that, so I could actually respect that, right? She's not ready for a relationship, but she still wants the comfort of a man. And because you were trying to force a relationship and she just wanted to hang out, have fun, and hook up, you missed out, and this other dude had sex with her. It could have been you, bro. You played your cards wrong. After finding this out, and then it might have turned into a relationship. After finding things out, I decided to delete myself from the situation and have barely been returning any of her texts. I wouldn't return any of her texts. I would move on. It's over, bro. She texted once saying I'm overreacting and I only stopped talking to her because of my friend. I've just found it funny that she's yet to address the not being able to have sex because of domestic violence. She's acting like we never had the conversation. Well, dude, the last thing a woman wants to do is talk with you about domestic violence. She's trying to get her mind off of it, and you are making it the highlight of the conversation. And I know you're doing it because you're trying to win her over, by doing that, but that's not the way to win her over. The way to win her over is to just be you and get her mind off of that and show her how cool of a guy you are, right? She texts, oh, sorry, I read that. Thanks for all the advice. I should clarify a couple details. We went on 2 dates. Okay? You should have had sex by the second date, bro. If this guy had sex with her, if you played your cards right, you would have had sex by the second date. She asked about sex, then proceeded to offer the domestic violence information. Okay? She was being honest about it. The issue for me wasn't that she'd been with a friend or anyone else. It is the lying with a sensitive topic and refusing to address it that ticked me up. No, bro, she just wasn't attracted to you. She probably had a low level of physical attraction for you, and you made so many other mistakes with your game. Let's just call it game, even though I don't like to call it a game, but it's just the way you showed up, the way you were talking with her. You probably came off as very, very needy and weak, bro. And she probably already had, like I said, a low level of attraction for you physically or overall. This other guy was probably a better looking guy, more confident, and more laid back. And that's why he got the promised land and you didn't, bro. I only found out they had sex because we ended up in a setting together and they did it just before everyone went home. She knew I'd be there and didn't say anything about it. Why would she say anything about it, dude? You see, this woman is getting sex from this guy and she's using you as her emotional tampon. I did a video on that, a stream on that a couple of weeks back. That's what happened here, dude. You are the emotional tampon because you focused on the domestic violence rather than focusing on getting to know her for who she really is. Yikes. Just me, but drop her and dust it off. No time for a liar. One that tried to connect with you with apparent bullshit? Nah, bye. No, I don't think she was BSing him. He was just an option. They weren't dating. They went on 2 dates. And he had his opportunity, but he blew it with what he was talking about and saying. And she probably didn't have a high level of attraction. She probably had a very low level of attraction for him. And this other guy came around. He was more physically attractive to her and probably had a better personality and was, more of a laid back guy that just goes with the flow. Dude, you're coming off like you're very needy and insecure and weak. That's a big turnoff to women. I'm sorry you're going through this. You are not overreacting. You're allowed to be upset, and what she is doing seems a bit like gaslight. No, she's not. I'm going to take the woman's side this time as a guy. She's not gaslighting. You folks like to use the word gaslighting when you don't get your way. The word gaslighting, the term gaslighting is overused nowadays when people don't get their way. People that use gaslighting, for the most part, are insecure, weak-minded people that don't get their way and are projecting their insecurities onto the good people they wish they could be like. Not remembering conversations, acting like they didn't happen, and this isn't a big deal. Your feelings matter, and you're not overreacting. This is all about, was the attraction there or not? They went on 2 dates, and you folks are making it sound like they were married for 10 years and she did all this crap. You folks are ridiculous. Or just as bad, she could be talking with so many people she can't keep track of what conversation she's had with who. Even if she was only talking to that one other guy, that one other guy won her over. It was a better fit for her. You ever thought of that? Like, look, I'm not saying that, she's not talking with other guys and that she's not sleeping around. Maybe she is, right? But she gave you a chance and she went on 2 dates with you, dude. If she went on 2 dates with you, you had a chance to sleep with her and possibly convert her to someone that wants to see you more often. And you don't talk about the relationship. You let her bring it up. Your job as a man is to hang out, have fun, and hook up. And make love to her, have sex with her, unlike any other man ever has. That's your job. Some people like me just have bad memories and we don't remember everything. Really frustrating when it comes to social stuff, but I still wouldn't make that shit up if it wasn't true. So even that doesn't explain this situation. You folks are misunderstanding this. This woman had a low level of interest or low level of attraction for this guy initially. And that means he's limited to the amount of mistakes he can make. He made too many mistakes. He was coming off needy, insecure, weak. Telling someone you don't feel comfortable with sex because of abuse in your past isn't something one just forgets. She probably wasn't lying about the domestic abuse. But at the same time, she just wasn't feeling comfortable with him or didn't feel enough attraction for him. It might not even been his looks. It might have been just what he was saying. Like, you got to understand, you could be the most attractive guy in the world, and if you don't know how to talk with a woman and preheat her oven, it's never going to go anywhere. Unless someone just smashed you in the head and caused a concussion with hours of said conversation, you don't forget such things. You forget what you ate, where your wallet is. You forget conversations that are meaningless, such as the weather. You don't forget telling someone that you've been emotionally and physically traumatized to the point that physical contact is difficult for you. You folks are being ridiculous here. All right, we get the point here. Let's get to the final Reddit posting here. And we're going to be wrapping this up probably in about 10 minutes, folks. So, he took a bloodbath in the dating game. Yep. Hey, Arnie, how's it going, bro? Even coffee's expensive with the dessert at a cafe. I don't have a problem spending the money on a woman, Arnie. I just don't want to spend money on a woman until she's attracted to me and proves it to me by making out with me or having sex with me. The bottom line is, nowadays, you cannot believe a woman is into you with her words. She has to show you by giving you the one thing that, every guy wants. That's the bottom line. I hate to say it that way. It's the truth. How to stop, this is from the subreddit Ask Men, how to stop looking at every woman like a potential date. I have noticed that I see every girl as a potential date, and I am so very done with that. I don't know if this is frequent or not for us, but if you have experienced it and overcame it, would you please tell me how? I'm sick of looking at women that way when sometimes being a good friend is better. Well, dude, here's the thing. If you have physical attraction for a woman and you want to be in a romantic relationship with a woman, you can never look at her as a friend, just a friend. Okay? But you have to also understand that not every woman that you encounter is going to be good for you to date or to even just hang around with, right? A lot of guys nowadays, because of the way the world is, and it is heavily skewed in the woman's favor, will swipe right on every single woman just because they don't want to take the time to go through and look at the profiles, right? You got to stop doing that, right? And if you are doing that, and then you get, messages from women that you're not attracted to or aren't the right fit, don't just talk with them or hang out with them because no one else is talking with you. It's not going to make you happy, all right? You guys need to take your time. Finding a match nowadays is almost like having a second job. It takes time and effort. And if you want to do it right, you got to put in the time and effort. It sounds like to me, dude, you're trying to shortcut it because you've probably tried to do it the right way before and you hardly get any responses, right? Maybe you need to work on your profile. Write a better profile. Take better pictures, bro. Maybe it's how you're showing up on these first dates, Maybe you're coming off as impatient, weak, needy, desperate, insecure, bro. You got to change your approach. Not every woman is a potential date. I try to think, what if this was my sister, cousin, daughter? What kind of friend would I want her to have? What kind of support would I want for someone I care about? I don't think it's something you can stop, but you can control the flow of what you do with those feelings. Sure, But a lot of these guys are playing the law of large numbers, which I can understand that, right? They're swiping right. They're connecting with every single woman. They see every single woman that they encounter online and offline as a potential, date, like it says at the top here. But that's not a good thing because not everyone is going to be good for you or good enough for you, or you're not going to be good enough for them. Seems like a good idea. At least try. Thanks. Also, it is very much ingrained in us. You will at some point have to accept that side of yourself. We are animals after all. What we can't control is our actions. The only thing you can control is yourself. One more time. The only thing you can control is yourself. Treat women like a dad would treat their daughter, without patronizing or treating like a child. Every woman, respect them, appreciate them, encourage them. Know that they have multiple boundaries. You may be a friend for some, acquaintances for some, a friend of proximity for some, interest for some. Respect those boundaries, approach slow, and react accordingly if they don't welcome. Well, I respect men and women that deserve my respect and have earned my respect. The ones that don't deserve my respect or haven't earned it, I just ignore. That's the way that I do it. That's the normal way that most people do it. You don't have to respect every woman or respect every man. But don't go out of your way to attack them because you don't respect them. Just ignore them. Wait, do that to your homies too. Treat your homies like dads treat daughters. That's how guys usually are. We're very loyal and faithful to our buddies. I wouldn't follow this 100%. If it is a single lady you find attractive and you see traits that could become a good LTR, there's nothing wrong with some consensual flirting, unless you want to stay single. I agree. That's a great point. I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that. I agree. Totally agree with that. Read a couple more here, and then we're going to go off the air. Get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat, folks. We are at 2 hours and 19 minutes. Let's see. If she ain't good enough for her own family, she ain't good enough for ours. That's a good point. Raise your standards. If you are seeing every woman as a potential date, your standards for potential date are way too low. Well, it's also an insecurity and a lack of self-confidence and self-love and self-respect. Sadly, the way this tends to happen is you crash and burn a lot of dates to learn what you really like and what you should look for. Yeah, I figured that out in my 20s and my early to mid 30s. Now I know exactly what I want. I'm not going to settle for anything less, right? I'm not saying I'm not willing to give any decent woman a chance. I am, but she still has to be a decent woman and has to have some standards, right? Anyway. All right, folks, that's where we're going to wrap it up here tonight at 2 hours and 21 minutes. I'm going to head back over to full screen. I want to thank everyone for being here. Thank you to Arnie for being here. Thank you to Queen Helen Casey for being here. Thank you to Information Man Show for being here. And to anyone else that was watching behind the scenes. With that being said, have yourselves a great night. I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.